article, news, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let's make it a little bit monetized so you can help the community freely. Like yesterday, we celebrated the million US cover, million plus cross the subscriber followers. Let's make the NEAJA like that. And then put your word according to the ethic of your organization. What is the ethic of your organization? Don't forget that things. Write the right things. Don't scare anybody else. Write the good news. You know the example right now in Nepal. Who was doing these things? Where is he right now? I'm not going to tell you the name. We need the strong support and the right news. Don't be aligned anywhere. Write down the right things. Do not scare anybody. Let's support our local election is going. I'm supporting the Sally in Bedford. Might be Mr. John tell a little bit about her. And I also supporting Abdul in Irving. I might put in my Facebook. Let's support our local leaders. And when your turn come, I will tell like that in the mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tika Paudel. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Junior for the speech for the in this NEAJA conclave.
I was serving as a city council member representing the city of Grand Prairie for about 5 years. I recently was elected to serve as your state representative for District 101. Thank you, sir, which covers the cities of Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Mansfield. It's truly an honor to be here at the Nepalese Journalists Conclave. It's truly a pleasure to be here. Mrs. Siraj, I want to say thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it. I want to talk about Tika right quick. So I met Tika Paudel, council member from Euless, about a little bit over 5 years ago. Tika and I were elected the same day to city council in Euless and Grand Prairie. And Tika invited me to one of my first Nepalese community events at the amphitheater, I think in Euless. Tika, am I right? It's in Euless, right? And it was such an honor to come and meet so many community leaders, residents, people that were from Nepal or surrounding communities and countries, and to learn about the culture. Then last year, we had a Nepalese delegation of mayors from Nepal, from the cities that are within the Buddha circuit in Nepal. And it was an honor to welcome them to Grand Prairie, to the DFW, to learn from them, to also provide insights as to how we organize our local government here in the DFW in Texas, and let them know what they can do too to improve their communities in Nepal. Texas is a blessed state. The DFW is a blessed community, but our leadership, we need better leadership across the state. We're seeing what's happening down in Austin. We're seeing what's being said about people from South Asia, in Frisco, in Irving, in Collin County. It's abysmal. It's disgusting. It's disappointing, and it's because we have leaders that think that y'all don't matter. They think that they can marginalize communities, marginalize groups, put them in the shadows, or just speak about them in a poor way because they think that you won't vote. As my friend from Save Texas stated earlier, the South Asian community, Nepalese community, Indian community, Pakistani community from Bhutan, all of these nations have such a strong number of people that live in Texas, that live in North Texas. I know this because in Grand Prairie, we opened up the cricket stadium, and I made a lot of friends from all over the DFW that come from countries in South Asia that play cricket. But we don't vote. We don't vote in the numbers that we need to. Your voices aren't being heard like they should. You have people that represent you that don't like you. Is that not insane? We have people that represent the Nepalese community, the South Asian community, that are actively working to craft policies that discriminate against you. It's a travesty, but that can change this year, and it will change this year. But we need you to vote. As Councilmember Paudel stated earlier, We have city council and local elections taking place this May 2nd. Early voting starts on Monday, the 20th. We have good leaders, good people running. John, are you running this year? Are you up, or are you up in a year? You got 3 more. Okay, good. So John Begins is one of my good friends. He serves on the HEB school board. Great leader, probably the school board president by now. I haven't kept up, but he's an amazing leader. We have great leaders that are running for local positions. So we need you to come out and vote in May. And then we have that May runoff at the end of May for the primary elections, Democratic and Republican primaries. I'm a Democrat. I'd ask you to vote for the Democratic Party. I think we have the better policies. We need you to come out and vote for those elections as well. Thank you. And then in November, we need everybody to come out one more time and vote to elect James Talarico at the top of the ballot, and then vote all the way Democrat down ballot. Because we need leaders that are going to fight for our communities, fight for people of color. We have a lot of diversity in our state. And like we stated earlier, our diversity is our strength. But it's going to be hard for leaders like myself and Representative Meza to go down there and pass legislation that will improve our communities, that will help Irving. Representative Meza is a representative for Irving, that will help the surrounding communities in North Texas. It's easy for us to come to these events and to celebrate with you and to meet with you and fellowship with you. But it's harder to go down there to Austin and craft policies that will improve your life because we all got the votes. So we need you. We're not even talking to y'all because we know y'all are going to vote. But I need you to tell your friends, to tell your family, when you go to temple, or if you go to mosque, or if you go to church, tell the people that you worship with to come out and vote as well. If they aren't registered, as the professor stated earlier, get them registered. Help them register. It's important. It's imperative for the future of our democracy, but the future of our communities. I want us to live in a state that embraces our diversity, that embraces our cultures, that embraces our religions, that embraces our faiths, and does not target them, discriminate against them, or ridicule them. That's wrong. So again, I thank you all again. My name is Junior Izanu. I'll be serving as your state representative starting in January. Whatever I can do to support you, thank you. Whatever I can do to support you, to support the Nepalese community, the South Asian community, whoever, I'm here. Contact me. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, or just send me an email, whichever you're comfortable with. But I'm here to serve and represent you. And again, I thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Junior. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Jog Began, Director School Board of First Ulis, Bedford ISD.
Well, namaskar. Thank you so much for inviting me out here to speak today. Thank you to old friends and new friends that I've been able to meet today. I am so excited to see the energy in this room because I know that coming together, we can continue to make the progress that we have been working on for so long. So I want to tell you a little bit about my school district, Hearst Euless Bedford Independent School District. It's about a 15-minute drive west of here. So very, very close to here. And one thing that most people don't know about HEB is that Hearst Euless Bedford ISD is the most diverse school district in Texas, all of Texas. It's the second most diverse in the country. We have the most diverse high school in the country as well. At that high school, there are over 100 languages that are spoken. We have people from all over the world. It helps that we're right by the airport because we have a lot of international folks that live there. And on top of that, we're a very affordable kind of area. Now, what I love about the district, and obviously I'm biased, is that I think that it is a shining example of what happens when we embrace diversity. So all the positives that can happen with that. So I told you, we're a very, very diverse school district, and we haven't shied away from that, but instead we have found ways to celebrate that on a regular basis, both with the schools themselves, but in the community at large. And there are a variety of examples that I could give you from our Hall of Flags, where we have flags representing all of the students in the countries of their origin. all the way to, if you ever come out and see a Trinity High School football game, you will see something very, very unique at the start of the game, and that is the players doing what's called the sippy towel. And the sippy towel, if you're not familiar with it, is a Tongan war chant that is very, very similar. If you're familiar with the Maori haka, if you've seen that before, very, very similar to that. So the Kingdom of Tonga is a South Pacific island nation, and it just so happens that in Euless, Texas, we have the largest population of Tongans outside of the Kingdom of Tonga. And they happen to have gotten very, very involved in football, as well as many other activities around the district. But they brought part of that diversity, part of their culture, and incorporated that into the football team. And so now the football team, before every one of their games, does the sippy towel. It's very intimidating. It's very impressive to watch. So I would definitely invite you to come on out and see that. Again, it's just one example of the diversity of that area. But because of our diversity, we are able to do so many things, and we have had such wonderful investment from our community that has allowed us to pass $1 billion bond in a time when bonds are kind of hard to come by, and in a time when a district that size generally wouldn't be passing something like that. We are rebuilding all of our high schools, every single high school from the ground up. We're rebuilding elementary schools across the board. We were able to invest in that community because our wonderfully diverse community came together and voted for that and agreed that, yes, we want to invest in that. Now, on top of that, we have been able to manage our money very well. We are not in the same kind of financial straits that some other districts in this area are. We were rated the most fiscally responsible district for 15 of the past 16 years, I believe, in the state of Texas. We've been very good with our money, but at the same time, we've had wonderful outcomes. We're the second highest rated school district in Tarrant County. And when you look at our diversity and you look at our population, we're a very middle class district. If you compare us to some of the districts that we're beating right now, you would not normally assume that that would happen. But again, we have embraced that diversity. Now, I was elected last May, so I went through this whole process that is about to start on Monday, but I did that last May. And I was elected in large part thanks to the Nepalese community. Euless has a very, very large Nepalese community, as does parts of North Arlington, which are also part of our district, and parts of Fort Worth, which are also part of our district. And I remember sitting down with leaders in the community beforehand, and they understand this. They understand the power that they have. And they understand that they need a seat at the table and that their voices can be heard. And I think this started a lot with Tika. I know we've talked about Tika a lot. When Tika was elected 5 years ago to Euless City Council, the Nepalese community came together, and it wasn't even a contest. And so now their voice is being heard. So then I sat down with the leadership, and they knew that their voice could be heard if they continued this process and they continued to speak to their friends and their neighbors and their family and get those folks to come out and vote for that. And what that means is that you have your voice heard. In the case of Tika, you see somebody from the community, which is incredibly impactful, not only for this community, but also for other communities looking in and saying, I see what's going on. I see the positive things that diversity is bringing to our city councils, to our districts. And so, as I think everyone has said up to this point, it is incumbent on all of us to not only get out to vote, because I think probably everybody in here is going to go vote, but also to make sure that your friends, your family know to go vote, and not just know to go vote, but know who to go vote for. Many of them are going to trust you. You are leaders. If you're like me, you're the person that everybody calls and says, okay, so who are our people? Who do we vote for? Make sure that your community, your friends, your family, everybody around you is getting out and voting for people that respect diversity, that encourage it, that celebrate it, and that are going to give you a voice at the table and represent you. So that would be my advice is that in our district, diversity has won, and celebrating that has been such a huge impact for our community. So I hope that continues. And if you can, if we start to come together more and more as a political use our voice, office, so that they can represent us appropriately. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request Mr. Raja Jahid Khanjada. We have here Raja. Yeah. No. A senior journalist from the Pakistani American community who had just arrived at the program, and kindly invite him to take his seat. Now, I would like to invite Representative Suraj Budathoki, New Hampshire State Representative, to share his important remarks with us.
Even though I come from political background as a New Hampshire House of Representatives, I want to keep my remarks within the topic of journalism. But before I do that, I would like to thank Mr. Bob Hopkins for those thoughtful remarks. For a moment, I thought we had John Hopkins joining us. So I was expecting a full medical diagnosis along with the insights. But in all seriousness, Bob, you set a strong background, a foundation for the conversation ahead. Thank you for that. It is a true honor to be invited to speak at the NEAJA gathering. Please accept my sincere gratitude for your warm welcome and generous hospitality. Opportunities like this, where thoughtful dialogue, shared learning, and community come together, are deeply meaningful. I am especially thankful to the organizers and all those who made this event possible. And I look forward to contributing to the important conversations ahead. While my connection to journalism may be from a distance, I have not worked as a reporter or news anchor. I have engaged with it through writing opinions when the moment calls for it. Through that experience, I have come to deeply appreciate that journalism does far more than report events. It protects truth, builds bridges between communities, and ensures that voices, especially immigrant voices, are not only included, but heard. It is meaningful that we gather in Fort Worth, a city with a remarkable history, founded in 1849 as a frontier military post along with Trinity River. Fort Worth later became known as Cowtown because millions of cattle passed through here on a famous Chisholm Trail. When President John F. Kennedy visited in 1963, he described Fort Worth as the place where the West begins. From a frontier outpost to a thriving modern city, Fort Worth represents resilience and reinvention, values that also defines the immigrant's journey. I came to the United States as a refugee after spending nearly 2 decades in one of the refugee camps in Nepal, following displacement from Bhutan. Those years were filled with hardships and uncertainty, but they were also sustained by stories, those stories of identity, loss, and hope. Stories are powerful. Stories shape history. Stories shape memories. And that is why journalism matters so deeply. But today, we must also be honest about the moment we're living in. Around the world, people are increasingly losing trust in media institutions. Many feel that the full reality of what is happening in the world is not always being told. Sometimes stories are filtered through politics, corporate interest, and ideological divisions. When truth becomes selective, democracy becomes fragile. That is why independent journalism is essential. Independent journalism asks difficult questions. It reports uncomfortable truths. It gives space to voices that powerful institutions may prefer to ignore. A healthy democracy does not fear journalists. A healthy democracy depends on them. Today, South Asian represents one of the fastest growing and most dynamic communities in the United States. Millions of people trace their roots to Nepal, India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and beyond. Yet, despite these vibrant communities, there is still no major media institution in the United States dedicated to covering South Asian politics issues with global depth. Too often, our stories remain scattered across small outlets and fragmented platforms. Perhaps it is time to imagine something bigger. A vibrant and independent Asian media corporation based in the United States, a platform that covers US-South Asian relations, diaspora story, democracy, foreign policy, culture, and human rights with credibility and professionalism. A platform that trains the next generations of journalists and ensures that South Asian diaspora contributes thoughtfully to global conversations. Organizations like NEAJA can help lead this vision.